Hello, my name is Denise Belisle, and I'm super happy to introduce Juhli Leman, who's a life coach, writer, and speaker dedicated to helping people understand their emotion and find peace within. Through her work, she blends psychology, mindfulness, and heartfelt reflection to make self-discovery an accessible and loving process for everyone. Her goal is to help others reconnect with their inner wisdom, heal from within, and live with greater awareness and ease. So, Juhli, welcome. I'm so happy to be interviewing you. I've known you for years, and tell me a little bit about yourself so my listeners know a little bit about you. Just who you are and what led you to inspire you to create a program about mental health. So tell me about you and why you did what you created this program.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, I'm Juhli Leman, and I'm very happy to be here. And I say hello to everyone. And right now, I live in a retirement home, and it's at UBC. But I was originally born in Austria, and I came to Canada then in 1963. And I got married and raised two children, but they are not living here with me in the province. And at that time, I traveled a lot in my early years. And I lived a few years in Australia and also in Central America. It was due to my husband's job. It was in the mining field. But he later died, and also on an ailment he had, after he got on the job. But living in Central America was actually pretty harsh for me because I had some difficult times. I got caught in a war and had to get out of the country fast. And so I sort of learned a little bit about the human condition because it was really a lot going on there and was not very nice for us because after I arrived in Canada, I had to really recover. But then I needed to find something for myself to do. So I went to UBC and got some studies in psychology and also philosophy, but where I later got my degree. But then I worked in that field. I did some counseling and I went, did volunteering and was a lot, busy in that field. But later I started to travel again because I was visiting my children. And so I got a little away from them and then I retired. But it was only later, after I retired, I got back to my studies again. And so I started with psychology again. And then I discovered that there's a subfield of psychology. It is called transpersonal psychology. And it has a softer approach. It's more going into the spiritual. And I was more interested in that part. So then I did some more studies, but I also had to work on myself. So yeah, so I got together all those 8 segments now to get a course and to spread it to a wider audience now because so that I can help a little bit with what I have learned. And I can just wish everyone for a happy journey. And yes, and thank you very much.
So, Julie, it's amazing all the path that you've had in your life and everything you went through with raising your children, going back to school, and then realizing that you have more to give to life. And through your program, I've went through your program, and I would like you to explain why do you believe that mastering our emotion is important, and what does that truly involve? What is really mastering our emotion means?
Well, it is mainly because our goal is always to keep a positive mindset, to be at ease. We want to be, to have our mindsets to be easy and going well. So this is how this is our goal. So then, of course, for that, we need a lot of openness, awareness. But that is a little more difficult for us because we are sort of very used to do things on automatic pilot, right? We
Mm-hmm.
do many things it's just what we are used to, and we keep on doing. But most of it is actually more subconsciously. We are not completely aware. So
On
then,
autopilot, right? We just go on
yes,
autopilot and we just don't really pay
yes.
attention to what we're
So
doing.
yeah, but what is very important, because it's our feelings, because the feelings are us. We identify with the feelings. And so we always, when we want this positive mindset, we need to be very with our feelings. So, but generally, what is mostly when we watch, what people usually how we communicate and how we do this seems to be everything automatic. We are not aware of a lot of things, so that's why I think it is so important to actually recognize our feelings, because most of the time we are not even aware, oh, this is how we feel right now. And
Yeah.
then a lot of times, of course, then there's a difference between our positive feelings and the negative feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And the negative feelings mostly come when we are hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
even then, we have trouble to notice sometimes that we are hurt, because we actually, that's exactly what we should and what we need to try to work towards, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then it is that is so important, because our hurt feelings, we just ignore them,
Mm-hmm.
or they would usually get stuck in our body, right? So then actually the problem is afterwards, because then later we can have our triggers, because easily when we get into a negative mindset, we usually get agitated, and
Mm-hmm.
then when we are in that set, then we have very little control. And so I think it is very important to work ahead of time already, to recognize our feelings, to
Mm-hmm.
look at them, to attend to them, and then we can see, how it always depends what our needs are, special needs are, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it is very important to do that.
Oh,
So
so if I understand well, for what you've just said, is it has a lot to do with taking the unconscious behaviors
yes,
and bring them forward so that we can be aware of what's happening in our
yes,
inner body, right?
yes, yes,
And by becoming aware of what's in our inner body and our mind,
yes,
then we can pay more attention to our inner voice, right? Like
yes,
the
yes,
little stories we tell ourselves.
yes, yes, yes.
And so I guess if you could explain a little bit of how can we, like, how important it is to pay attention to those little voices in our mind, right? Like, because we all have internal language going on all the time. I know I talk to myself inside all the time. There's always a little something, Denise, that say blah 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 blah.
Yes, yes, we do that. Everyone is doing that. Yes.
So how important it is to become to give attention to that voice. Like, how much should we give attention to that voice?
Yes, actually, because you have to differentiate. And you know that we have our inner, well, we call it inner child, but that is actually our true self.
Mm,
And this is the self that is actually looking out for us. because mainly we use only the dominant self, which is, the self that was given to us by society. And so then the rules, right? The rules of society. And
Yeah, we
that's
have a
what
lot of rules.
yeah, that's what we are used to. That's what we talk to, and that's the voice we mostly use.
Yeah.
And so, but we should actually concentrate more on this neglected voice. But a lot of times we abuse it, right? As soon as we have a negative talk, we abuse that self, this part of ourselves, right? And then, of course, then we're already starting to go into a negative kind of way, like the mindset.
Like we're going down in a
Yeah,
spiral and we're going.
yes, already. So it's always good to be aware, because actually our goal in here is to integrate those two selves in the end. But we can only do it if we recognize the us, the real us, and try to be more this part, use less our dominant part.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting. I like that. And I guess if we do that, like I mean, the goal of everyone, like first is recognizing the positive voice, the negative voice, and try to create a balance, right, in our
Yes,
mind about those
yes,
two.
yes.
But is there such thing as a quick fix for finding the balance in our mind? Is can we just like in a magic wand? It's like poof, you're healed. Is there such thing as a quick fix?
Well, the short answer would be no.
Oh,
But 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 there's a way, because actually what we need to recognize is what is our personal need most. And if we, really understand that sooner, we can move much faster, through everything, because we will learn, that the different what else we still need and so on, and what I, pointed out also.
yeah, yeah.
So yes, I think it is possible, but still there is some. It will take a little before we, completely know ourselves, and we also have to know, when something may happen with us, or, we need to know a little more, and that takes some time. So
If I understand well, there's no quick fix. But
no,
it's like walking. It's like
yeah,
when you're a baby, you can't walk. But once you practice and you practice
yes,
the self-awareness, and you practice, quieting your inner voice and
yes,
understanding your inner voice. And the more you do it and the more you meditate towards inner peace, the
yeah.
easier it gets and the quicker you can get to your result. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that is exactly. So it's the more you understand, right? And
Yeah.
actually, you get motivated,
Yeah,
because
of course, of course.
you say, oh, this is what I do. That, then I get better. Then it's easier or something. I will recognize something in myself, and then then we can move faster. It all
Yeah.
depends, because that is a very individual thing. Everyone,
Yeah.
different.
The day that somebody cut you out when you're driving in a car and you don't get upset, it's like, oh, I didn't get upset. It's
Yes,
like it's
right.
progress, right?
Yes,
You realize
yes,
little progress
yes.
in your
That is
life.
exactly. Yes, yes.
So, Julie, that's amazing. And what I understand is really the finding that balance. And while doing your program, what kind of result can participant expect after completing your program? You talked a little bit at the beginning about the fact that it's an 8-step program, right? An 8-module program. And but what somebody that says, well, why should I sign up, or what can I expect from it? So can you answer that?
Yes, I think you can have very good results if you follow and understand. I think it takes some time till we completely, understand, and also our own needs. It's also a little more difficult, but once we have this, understanding, there will many other things coming up. We may have some aha moments, right?
Yeah.
And as soon as that comes, it will go faster. And also, we will learn. I think we will really learn a lot. Sometimes we may have to go through one, segment a few times till we completely, get the whole idea what was being said. But I think in the end, it will come together. It will, add up in the end. So I think there should be some good results. It
So
will.
would they will feel more peaceful. They will feel like I was saying earlier, somebody will cut you out on the highway and you won't get so upset because
Yes,
you will
that's
have
right.
practiced
Yeah,
those
yes,
skill of understanding
yeah,
all that's
yes,
going on within your body and things like
yeah,
that.
yeah. That is a little some harder part of us. If we are caught like in triggers, like some people are more to that than others, because they can easily be more triggered than other people. But that is a very difficult part to get, to be able to get, to resolve for yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
It it is, yeah, because the triggers are so fast and so automatic that it's only if it's a slow learning, because we have to keep to our breathing to stop the trigger.
Yeah,
It is
yeah,
a
yeah.
little it is a little harder then, but once we that is great. Once we have actually mastered that, that is a big achievement. So
Wow, that's
yeah,
great.
yes,
And I've done your program myself, as I was saying earlier, and it's not very long. It's a little bit less than 2 hours, right?
yeah,
Like the whole
yeah,
thing when you
oh,
put it
yeah,
all together.
yes, yes,
But what I would recommend for people is to take their time, not to sit down for 2 hours and just absorb everything, because I think people might need time just to ponder
yes,
upon each module, right? Like
yes,
maybe do one a
yes,
day or redo
right,
one every once
yes,
in a while and just say, okay, I need to re-listen to this one because
yes,
there's lots of stuff inside of me that needs to work on these sections, on
yes.
one of those 8 modules. So
Yes, I do go over sometimes and
yeah, yeah.
because I need some refreshing or something, yes, that will always be good to
That's
do that.
great.
So, yeah,
So you've created an online platform where people can go sign up to get the program. I'll
yeah,
put the link below this video. So what I'll do is I'm just going to share my screen and show people where that is. So I'm just going to show you right now. So right now you can see that this is. Can you see the screen? So this is the
yeah.
place where you can register. So you'll get the page like that, and then you will have, get my free course
Okay.
now because it's free. We forgot to say it's free, right?
Oh, yes, it's free.
It's
Yeah,
free. By the way, it's free.
free.
Surprise! You don't have
Yes,
to pay
yes.
for it. So
No,
from the goodness
no,
of our heart, it's
no.
just
I like to, people to help themselves and to be
so,
able to, and help. So
yeah,
that,
by the way, it's
yeah,
free.
yeah,
So then you just enter your information and then this is a little bit about the program. And once you sign up, you'll receive an email. You have to confirm your email and then you will get a link to go to Julie's page and then you get that information. So that's pretty amazing. So you'll be able to,
yeah.
people will be able to have access to your program once they sign up and it's free. So that's awesome. I mean, I'm very excited that you created that. I know you've been talking about it for a little bit, and you initially, I'm just gonna go back. You also taught that program live, right, with
Yes,
people. You did a test
yes,
run
I
with
did.
some
Yes,
people, and
yes. There were some people. Yes.
yeah. Well, I think that's
It was a
amazing.
little it was a little easier because there was some communication
Yeah,
between,
yeah, yeah.
so,
Q&A. So that
yes,
leads that. after people do your program, and I'm sure you'll
Yes.
send them an email to propose that to them, but they can work with you also afterwards, right? If they want to ask question or if they want to be in touch with you and all that. So they'll
Oh,
be
yes.
able to, after they sign up, after they do your program, they'll be able to be in touch with you and say, "Hey, I'd like some help from you. I'd like to discuss a little bit." You'll be open to that, right?
Yes, I will be open.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. So maybe there'll be a little fee for that, but because coaching is not free, but the program is. So Julie, I'm so excited to have you here today. It was an amazing conversation that I've
Yes,
had
it
with
was very
you.
nice, and I thank you very much to have this opportunity to,
You're welcome. And so I'll put the link on the video and below the video so people can go and sign up. And remember, it's free. So have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for
Oh,
listening,
no,
listeners. And
thank
thank
you.
you, Julie, for joining me
Thank you,
tonight.
and I'm happy, going through the journey and happy
Thank you so
learning,
much.
happy learning. Okay,
Bye.
bye.